Come on, let's work. Slam it, drop down. Nice. Now you're working, Sebastian. Come on, let me see how you're gonna go. Go, Sebastian. You know this is one you take a while on, so you need to go immediately. Aggression. Aggression. No, you didn't drop down. You can't catch it by bending over. That ball too heavy for that. Drop down now. Again, now. Let's go. That's the last time you're gonna get away with that last one, all right? The last time you're gonna get away with that one. Come on. Come on, rotate that. Let's go, Sebastian. Good job, cuz. Come on, rotate, aggression, aggression. And as soon as he moves, Sebastian, I need you to take off. Take off, all right? Take off. Let's go. There you go. You didn't drop down. Drop down. Come on. Come on, let's go. Let's go, Sebastian. No, you can't patty cake that thing, Sebastian. They ain't gonna get you nowhere. Come on. Come on, Sebastian. Drop down. Squat, squat, squat. Slam, squat. You didn't squat. You gotta squat. You gotta commit. Can't have commitment issues. You ain't gonna keep no woman there, you have commitment issues. Come on, everybody behind you, Sebastian. Come on. I don't know why they all behind you because they supposed to went to the next ball. Not you, you. Go to the, not you, you. Cuz, you, man. Come on, let's go. Good business. Let's go, Sebastian. Come on, rotate, Sebastian. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Be aggressive. There you go. Stop. Take out the ball.
Yo. There's a lot of things in life you just don't learn. Okay, I got a few fouls from the ref, bogus call. I'ma lay it on the line, my whole team came to ball. Best three-point shooter with a bird's eye view. 23 feet, I ain't trying to go for two. And if I did, my handlers, you don't wanna see the kid. Cross over quick first step, you gonna need help. Go ahead, try to press, my whole team got a rep. Pass the ball in the press, I can't do it by myself. Cool, do it with no hands. Well, I can, I really can, but that ain't the plan. I'ma pass it to my man, there ain't no I in 10, coach, but I can spell me. And me got the gym straight jumping out the seat. Hey. And me got a crossover, gas so sweet. Hey. And me got a jumper from 25 feet. Hey. I'm chaotic, and I've been tried by everybody, but I excel over competition, fix with hydraulics. Yeah. It's all in the game. In the game. Leave it all on the court, let's bang. In the game. Blood, sweat, tears, and pain. In the game. Jaguars the name. Yeah. It's all in the game. In the game. Leave it all on the court, let's bang. In the game. Blood, sweat, tears.
We're here at the MLK Center. Giving the boys some culture. Even though they initially wanted to go to Dave & Buster's. Gotta take time out for real life stuff. Gotta get over there and take a picture. Appreciate it, fellas. Take a picture. Please notice my dude Arab game is on point. Who Arab game like that?
For many kids, $1 may mean breakfast, lunch, and dinner. In the wealthy United States, why are there more than 14 million kids in poverty?
Oh, that's the stand? That's the same stand?
Bus system in Alabama is wrong. It's something needing and desire in the church. A lot of the
There's one video didn't even want them standing beside the bar, to be honest with you. I don't even want to ever make no comparison or reference to my boys being by or in bars. On our way to the Ebenezer Baptist Church. Oh shoot, almost cursed, Kai. Come here, Kai, let me get your hand. Come on, go. In here is the church. Come on. How y'all doing? Now, of course, we're going downstairs. On the whole, 167 people. Well, you see Bryson, he always buys mama. I know she over there somewhere. Like he a bodyguard or somebody. Y'all ready? Y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go. Again? No, babe, he went first.
I didn't go. Yes, you did.
He went first.
No, I didn't use the bathroom. Whoa, look at that, Daddy.
Okay, well, maybe you didn't wash your hands, but you went first.
Hey, look at that.
You didn't go first?
I didn't even go in that
When we first came in the building?
I didn't go to the bathroom.
Jesus, don't send them to hell for not telling the truth about the bathroom. As soon as we got here,
Daddy,
he went in the bathroom.
Daddy,
That's how I knew where the bathroom
Daddy,
was at.
guess what?
I watched you go in. It's cool. Maybe I come here all the time. Maybe I'm always in MLK.
Daddy.
Oh no, it's fine. You didn't go in there when we went in because you went when we got here. Yes.
Daddy, guess what? Why someone went trying to go trying to see something, he went straight to the bathroom.
Yes, yes, he did. When we were looking at this stuff, he went to the bathroom.
In the gift
No,
shop?
oh, no, you're fine.
In the gift
We're not
shop?
talking to you. We're talking about you.
Ah.
It's talking about you. That's all.
I stayed in the gift
Oh, he's still talking about it. Don't try to prove your point.
shop. You don't make no sense.
Oh, no, I'm telling you that I'm not asking you if you went. I'm telling you that you went because I watched you. I don't need you to tell me what I saw. Now, you may have went in the bathroom and didn't do nothing, like wash your hands, but you definitely went in the bathroom. Or maybe you just went by the door that said bathroom and didn't know you were there. But you were definitely there. As soon as we walked in the building, you went straight to the bathroom. Okay. Thank you. Whatever, how you going off on people getting your door? She's the only woman that have people open the door for us and for her, but get mad when they don't get there quick enough because she walks fast. Yes. Ask Tavion, he know. Uh-huh.
Yes, but where are the kids?
But daddy is the one that teaches the kids how to open the door for mommy. We work hard to work on athleticism, and we also work hard to work on academics. But once your child is achieving those things, then what's next? I feel that the most important thing out of all of those two would be a third, and that third would be conduct. How you present yourself, how people perceive you. And this come in right here with the behavior and how the teachers are perceiving them.
All on the court, let's bang. In the game, blood, sweat, tears, and pain. In the game, Jaguars the name. Hey. It's all in the game. In the game, leave it all on the court, let's bang. In the game, blood, sweat, tears, and pain. In the game, Jaguars the name. Hey. Introducing Darius Dunn. Hey, cool that's done. Hey, that's a Jaguar. It ain't over till it's done. Hey, Jaguars.
Okay.
Introducing
You go now, let's go now. Go now.
It ain't over till it's done. 23 on my back, best believe I'm number one. You don't want me to shoot, I ain't talking about a gun. They call me a cowboy the way I shoot in the court. Paparazzi shoot back at me like it's just sport. Jordan is cool, but I ain't trying to be Jordan. The numbers the same, but I'ma make my own name in the league. Playing the new, change the game in the league. Household name, cool in the gang, that's me. Darius Dunn, hey, cool that's done, hey. That's a Jaguar, it ain't over till it's done, hey. Jaguars. Hey, cool that's done, hey. That's a Jaguar, it ain't over till it's done, hey.
One of the biggest national tragedies of the 20th century was the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. on April 4th, 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee. 1 year later, James Earl Ray was sentenced to 99 years in prison after entering a guilty plea. Ray himself died in 1998 after twice managing to successfully escape prison. But there are many who think that James Earl Ray was framed, and this isn't a fringe view either. See, in 1999, a civil case in the Circuit Court of Shelby, Tennessee, found that governmental agencies were, in fact, implicated in the death of Martin Luther King, and that James Earl Ray was likely a scapegoat. The lawyer who pled the civil trial was Dr. William Pepper, who joins us today. In Pepper's previous book, An Act of State, he alleges that evidence demonstrates the involvement of the CIA, the FBI, U.S. Army, Memphis police, and organized crime in the death of Dr. King. Now, Dr. Pepper is releasing a new book, The Plot to Kill King, which compiles all of the available evidence in Dr. King's death and argues quite convincingly that Ray was in fact innocent. We'd like to welcome Dr. Pepper to the show today.
Thank you. It's great to have you on. You've had a fascinating career representing, people like James Earl Ray, Saran, and the death of RFK Jr. You are also a barrister in the United Kingdom. Tell us a little bit about, your personal history and how you came to represent these individuals.
Well, I was a journalist in Vietnam in 1966, and was out in the country most of the time photographing and taking notes. But I did not develop or print anything until I returned to the States. And I did an article in a magazine called Ramparts, and Martin King was a subscriber to that magazine. After he saw the photographs and he read my account of what was going on in Vietnam, he asked to meet with me. And as a result of that, we became close the last year of his life. I worked with him in his efforts to end the war, and I anticipated the massive migration of over 500,000 people to Washington in the spring of '68, where he was going to send people there to an encampment where they would then go into their various congressmen and senators' offices and try to change the financial priorities of the nation. That was the main reason they killed him, as it turns out, because they were afraid he would lose control of that mass of humanity and America would be faced with a revolution on the ground. So that's a bit of the history of how Martin and I worked together during the last year of his life. And then, of course, when they killed him, I thought they had the right guy, and I backed off for a period of 9 years until Ralph Abernathy, his associate, asked me to interrogate James Earl Ray in prison and put his doubts to rest. I did that in 1978. It became a slippery slope, and I didn't intend for this to happen, but I got more and more involved with issues that became relevant, and it's taken over 39 years now for the truth to finally emerge.
Wow.
I wonder, I mean, when you look at your book, the newest book in the old, I mean, it represents 26 years of research on the case of both James Earl Ray and how it connects with the murder of Dr. Martin Luther King. I want to ask you a little bit about the case, the civil suit in the late 90s and what it revealed. We've talked about a lot on this show why that civil case isn't well known to people. Can you kind of let us know what exactly was it and what did it reveal?
The civil case was brought in 1999. I was the lawyer for the King family. King family had long ago become convinced that James was not the shooter of Martin. So we brought this civil action in 1999, and it went on for 30 days with over 70 witnesses. And the media refused to cover it. They went in when Coretta King testified, or a member of the family, or Andrew Young, and then they withdrew when the significant evidence was to be presented. They effectively blacked out that trial, so most American people don't even know it took place. And that's the reality of the control, the consolidated control of the media in America.
That really, it's amazing when I found that out. And now, in your book, what additional information does your book reveal about the murder of Dr. King? You know, are there any big surprises, or does your research represent more and more, irrefutable evidence? Like, what can we expect in the new book?
Well, the new book, which is being released today, does have extraordinary new revelations that have only occurred over the latter period of time in this 39-year quest.
Wow.
One, I identify the shooter. I had lunch with him. He's still alive. He wouldn't eat, but he's there. So I had lunch with him in Memphis, Tennessee. He's in Memphis. He's still alive. He drives a car, a taxi cab. All right. So the book reveals that.
Wow.
Who he was, and the book also reveals who was ultimately behind all of the on-the-ground planning. It was a Dixie Mafia group headed by a family called the Atkins family. And one of the key witnesses whom I deposed under oath from that family was the son. And that son of Russell Atkins was privy to everything that was going on. he was incorporated into the family's life and work since he was 6 years old when he was taken to his first lynching. So he, for example, rode in the car with his father to the Missouri State Penitentiary, where they brought $25,000 in a paper bag, and they gave it to the warden to help to make sure James Earl Ray escaped from the prison. James had been profiled as the ideal patsy. So they rode to the prison, and that money was brought into Memphis, Tennessee, and given to them by a man called Clyde Tolson. Now, do you know who Clyde Tolson was? He was #2 in the FBI. He was J. Edgar Hoover's lover, but he also was the deputy to Hoover in the FBI. And he made continual trips back and forth into Memphis with instructions from Hoover and money from Hoover to people who were supporting their action. So the book reveals how then James Earl Ray his facility to escape was worked on and was accomplished. Mm-hmm. So out goes James. He's now out and free. He left on April 23rd, 1967. And for virtually the year after that, he was controlled by a government handler who put him where he should be and told him what he should do, gave him money for a car, and so forth.
Wow.
So the book deals with that. Mm. The book also deals. I'm sorry?
Oh, no, I just wanted to ask you, before we run out of time, I really wanted to ask you, my biggest question in this entire story is, do you think the plot to kill King was something that was an anomaly in how the government was able to pull it off successfully, or are conspiracies like this more common than we might think and know? Because when I read your work, when I see all of this evidence, it doesn't seem like this was a one-off. It doesn't seem like this is something that's just happened once. I mean, what are your feelings on that?
My feeling is that the assassination of Martin King and all of the other assassinations in the 60s are have to be seen in a historical context. You have to go back effectively to the compelled death of Socrates, work through Caesar, all the way down, and you will see whenever a ruling structure cannot control an errant leader, if they can't control him in one way or another, ultimately they assassinate him. And that has happened throughout history. And so Americans don't understand that, so they look upon, as a kind of anomaly, they look upon the assassinations in the United States in the 60s, and they're not. They are a part of a historical process and must be viewed that way. Martin King had to be stopped. The only way to stop him ultimately was to assassinate him. And that's what they did. The book reveals how he was killed, who actually killed him, and it wasn't the shooter. It was not the shooter with whom I had lunch. That's very interesting. Martin King was still alive when they took him from the balcony to St. Joseph's Hospital.
It's just...
And that's where he was killed.
Wow, there's so much, and I encourage people now that your book, The Plot to Kill King, is available now, and it is... There's a lot to go through, and I think you have decades of work that you've put into this, and I just want to thank you for coming here to talk to us. I wish we could talk longer.